Welcome to a long belated coming series of vinyl videos for me. This is Thrift Store Vinyl Finds, and offhand I can't remember what number I'm up to, whether it's 22 or 21 or whatever, but I'm calling this the Assembled Multitude, and I'm putting them in two parts because I got a lot of records to go through here. And the way I do videos, I do very little editing. As you know, I just talk on, I have an outline in my mind basically of what I want to talk about, and I don't watch the clock, and I don't do a lot of post-production editing. Another reason why I'm calling this Assembled Multitude is because I'm playing the Assembled Multitude. And this is, you're hearing Overture from Tommy. Now this was actually, I remember this, this was a top 40 hit on AM radio. I think back in, it was either late 60s or early 70s, but I do remember this getting a lot of airplay. So I picked it up. These are all thrift store finds. They're either at a Vincent de Paul store or Goodwill that I have really close by. And another note, I think my supply of thrift store records is kind of drying up, because I went to these two stores just today, right before I'm shooting this now, and they're changing their store layouts and stuff, and I think they're kind of like phasing out their vinyl. Of course, it's been quite a while since they've had much vinyl, and I'm in there a couple times a week all the time, so because they're so close, they're on my way to work or whatever. So, but I've been sitting on all these records. They've been on my floor here. I haven't filed them away, but some of these have been almost sitting here for about a year now. So I'm just gonna kind of go through these, and I got some other records at an antique shop. That's going to be a future video too. Well, I'll talk about those in more depth, and yeah, that's where we're at now. So, but like I said, this is what we got. I'm kind of playing it in the background, and hopefully YouTube will tolerate it. But that's that. Okay, the next one, I haven't played this yet, but I don't know if these were English guys or Americans, but it's the Bachelors Girls. I haven't played this yet, but appears to be in great condition. It's got the original, let's see, it's on London, so it's, I don't know if it's reprocessed stereo or real stereo. That's one bachelor to another here, so that's the Bachelors. Now I picked this up. You might find this pretty common. I found 90120 by Yes. Now I didn't realize I already had this in my collection, but this one's almost mint condition. The one I had had some scratches and stuff, so this is gonna replace that one. This is a cool compilation, original compilation on Roulette Records of Tommy James and the Shondells. This is in like near mint condition, so very cool find. I'll show you it's got the vintage label there. I played this. Sounds great. So that's Tommy James. Now I already have this Chicago album. I mean, Chicago albums are relatively easy to find, but trying to find them in really good condition might be a little more challenging. I already have this one. This is their first record, obviously, but I already have this as a version on the Mobile Fidelity, a Mobile Fidelity version. But I just had to get this one because, I mean, this is the original Columbia and it's in great condition. So I thought, well, it's kind of nice to have an extra one And you can see there's a minimum of wear. I put this sleeve on right away, so, and I have played most of this. It sounds great too. This is something I just found recently. This is from Monterey, the Monterey concert film. This is Mamas and the Papas here. I've seen this before, but it was a really beat copy. But this should be a very, very cool, you know, very cool to play. Mamas and the Papas, they were not really a live band. They were more of a recording act. But this is one of their rare recorded concerts, you know, when they, because of course John Phillips, he was the guy, he was one of the main forces behind setting up this. This was the first real rock pop festival or whatever, which was Monterey here, so that's a very cool find, I think. Now, I'm not a huge ELO fan. I mean, I've heard them, you know, in the 70s all over the radio, all their hits, but I couldn't pass this up. This is a greatest hits, and it's brand new. It's still sealed, so it's, you know, it's in mint condition. There are a couple ELO tracks I really like. Which one am I thinking? I remember when Telephone Line, and that was a big hit. That was back in like '77. Turn to Stone, that gets a lot of play. Living Thing, that gets a lot of play. Evil Woman. So, but I thought, you know, it's only $1 and it's like a brand new record, so I picked it up. Not really too much into Santana, but I picked this one up because it was in, as far as I know, it's in mint condition. Don't know what it has. Yeah, it's a ladder label there. I'm trying to relax here, you know. So I make these videos, it's like I'm trying to, like, I don't breathe right. I'm trying to talk and keep the continuity flowing here. But I'll relax as I go along. It's probably going to be a long video anyway. Now this is a record that my mom bought when I was like a kid, and so I've heard this around the house or whatever when I was very young, but it came up and I decided to buy it to see if I recall it. It's a record on Cap of bossa nova type pop orchestra music. I know that's kind of a weird genre, kind of bending record, but I decided to pick it up. I did play a few tracks to try to remember if I remember this way back when I was a kid. Now this I was like really excited kind of to find, because I'm into kind of like the folk stuff. But then when I played the record, I was a little disappointed because it has a big, on one side it has like a big spiral scratch. So like one side has this noticeable scratch that comes through on some of the tracks, but it's a Phil Ochs album. All the news that's fit to sing, and the jacket is in fantastic condition, and it's a ladder. It's on Electra, but it's a ladder pressing. It's the butterfly there, the caterpillar butterfly pressing. But it's a playable record. I mean, it's the only Phil Ochs record I have right now, and you almost never come across. I never come across it at thrift stores, so it's still a cool find. I know Cliff Richard. I know he's like a English institution practically. He's had hits in like ever since the late 50s. I really don't know much about this. I don't know if this is like a soundtrack to a movie or something, but it's to a penny. In fact, it must be a movie. It's one I never heard of this movie. Maybe it's never been distributed here in the U.S. But I think when I first got this, I kind of played a few tracks or whatever. But that was quite a while ago. I've had this for almost a year now, so So I'll eventually get around to playing the whole thing. Now this is kind of a pun to bring this up, but I come across Sandy Nelson records, but they're always in really, really beat condition, and I pun intended. This one's in not too bad a condition. I mean, he had, like, you know, a few kind of big hits like Teen Beat or whatever, but this is Beat That, you know, drum, and I kind of like it. It's like basic instrumental early 60s or mid 60s kind of rock there. So that's Sandy Nelson. I don't know if I might have already shown this record, I don't know, but this is an Art Garfunkel solo record, Faith for Breakfast. I don't think I've played this yet, or maybe I have and I forgot. I might have played a little bit, but that's Art Garfunkel. I can't remember. I don't think I played this one yet either. This is Dino, Desi, and Billy. I'm a Fool and other large songs here. So let's see, when was it Dean Martin's son, and Desi Arnaz's son, and Billy, I guess, was maybe just a friend of theirs or whatever, but they had the pull in the business to start this group and make some records. Come across Doris Day records a lot. I don't know, it's kind of nice to have maybe something from Doris Day, the greatest hits here. So she looks a lot like my mom too. So that was kind of funny. When my mom was her age, I don't know how old she was when in this record, but that's Doris Day there. This is one of the early Teen Idols, early 60s. I got a Bobby V record here. I think this is in pretty good condition. Let's see, once it's on Liberty. So that's Bobby V there. Kind of like Def Leppard. I mean, I remember when that Hysteria album came out, and then the drummer had the accident, right, where he lost his arm and he had to relearn playing drums with one arm. They devised some kind of automated drum kit or something so he could still play drums or whatever effectively. But this is Pyromania. I don't think I played this one yet, but I have Hysteria also. The record. Not sometimes I do get a little hysterical, but anyway. Don't know what this one is. Overlord, is that Overland? Overland Express, whatever this is. I haven't played this yet, but I'll get around to it. Not really a big Jay and the Americans fan, but this was in good shape, so I bought this, the very best of, what is this on here? It's on United Artists there. Now this record I kind of played, and I really like the Dillards. I have one of their other records called Back Porch Bluegrass, which was on Elektra, and it was a really good record. This one is like, it's picking and fiddling here. And I played this through, and it's like they're all the tunes are like instrumental, and they all kind of sound the same. They're all like the same arrangement, and I don't know. I mean, I'll hold on to it because I do like the Dillards. But if you're looking for an entry into the Dillards, I would get like some of their earlier stuff, like that Back Porch Bluegrass record here. This is also on Elektra, and see, it's got an old Peaches record store price there. And Peaches, if you don't know, that was like a chain where they had like these big superstores kind of for records. And quick story, when I lived in Milwaukee, when we still lived, my family lived in Milwaukee on the northwest side, they had an old shopping plaza that used to have a Red Owl grocery store. Well, the Red Owl grocery store kind of like moved out when this other chain kind of undercut them on price or whatever. But then Peaches, they turned this Red Owl store into a Peaches record store, and this was back in about 1970, maybe 73, 73, 74, but we could see it from our apartment or whatever. It was like just right across this freeway interchange. I'm gonna start this record again. See, I knew I'd be talking real long. I was trying to time my video from the record there, but I guess not. I haven't played this yet either, but this was probably a pretty cool find. Savoy Brown, Looking In, and this one says Alberta. I have some that say Alberta Peaches, so I don't know if that means Alberta in Canada. I don't know. This record might have come a long way here, but this should be a cool find here. Let's just see. It's on. I think it's on Parrot. It's on Parrot there. So, Looking In. It appears to be in really good shape too. Now this is I've had this record. You might come across this. This is going to be a replacement copy too, as far as I know. This is a Steve Winwood Ark of Diver there. I got this is kind of a cool record too, Blondie. I haven't played this one yet either. I have couple other albums by Blondie, I think. So that'll round out my collection. I got some cool Eric Clapton and related stuff here too. I got Eric Clapton August. It's looks to be in great condition here. It's on, look at that. What does that say there? Duck Records there. Oh. Now this is a cool find too. This is Eric Clapton's Rainbow Concert. I haven't played this yet either. I hope it's in good shape. I'll maybe a quick look at it. Here's the inside there. And it's on Aerosol. Let's see. It does look to be in, oh man, it looks to be in mint condition. Oh man. Fantastic. Now here's a record that I've been on the lookout for, and you may or may not know Delaney and Bonnie. They were kind of like, if you were around in the early 70s, they got a lot of radio play on, and then when FM was first getting like really established with album rock stations, they got a lot of radio play, and I remember Delaney and Bonnie. But then since then, you almost never hear anything by them on the radio. So it was really cool to find this one on tour with Eric Clapton. I have played this one through a couple times. It sounds great. So I'm really excited to find this. I think I came across this one maybe only one other time, and it was a really beat up copy. So I didn't pick it up. So I'm looking for like original albums. I mean, you always come across greatest hits or something by Donovan, but I found this one, Beba, whatever. Donovan. It's got his hit was Atlantis off of here. I have played cuts of this. I haven't played the whole thing. Sounds really good. Now here's another very cool find. You know, when the Monkees broke up, they all tried different things. Michael Nesmith was probably the only real songwriter, I guess, of the Monkees. But he started this group, the first national band. Now I don't know if this is the first album that he released as this or not, but I have played this through. It sounds pretty good. I really like it. So it's a very, something like this you never come across almost, in your thrift store shopping. So that was a cool thing. This is I think most of the Nancy Sinatra catalog, and this is kind of a cool find. This was a soundtrack to a TV special she did, and I've seen clips of this special on YouTube. So to get the album, this album is very, very cool. It's on Reprise which was her father's label. So that's a cool find. This girl, English girl, she was pretty kind of popular in the mid-60s. We're talking Lulu. And I think I played some of this. I also have like the To Sir with Love album. She was in that movie with Sidney Poitier. So that's Lulu. This guy kind of passed away, I think maybe a couple years ago now. Not really much heavy into jazz, but I do like some light kind of jazz, and this was Dave Brubeck. This was his greatest hits. So it's got, you know, Take 5 is like his big song there. So that's a cool find there. Now this is kind of a rare find, I think. The beginnings of the whole kind of punk, early 70s new wave kind of thing. It started in New York City with groups like the Modern Lovers, Jonathan Richman, the Ramones, although the Ramones I don't think were part of this label, but this was kind of a sampler, Berserkly, so it's got some interesting stuff. And I have to put on, for this I had to put on my reading glasses here. So I'm looking at, okay, what am I looking at here? Yeah, Roadrunner. That was kind of a famous song. That was by Jonathan Richman here. Greg Kihn is on here. Mood number, whatever that is. I don't know what that is, but that's Greg Kihn. The Rubinoos, I've heard of them. Gorilla. More Jonathan Richman on here. Government Center, Jonathan Richman. Friday on My Mind by a group called Earthquake. I don't know what that is. I don't think I played this one yet. So, I think this one, I don't know. I think it was in the greatest of condition. Let's see. Oh, well, it's not too bad. I think just maybe a good dusting off, cleaning off. This is a record that I had when I was collecting the Moody Blues or whatever. This is like an early Moody Blues, and I actually this I kind of have in the wrong box. I actually bought this at the antique shop, and I paid $7 for it. But it's kind of like their early stuff before they kind of went to the kind of progressive kind of stuff there when they took on Justin Hayward and John Lodge into the group. Before they were kind of like a R&B, kind of English R&B thing there. So that's Moody Blues #1. I come across this group a lot. I think most of their early records, but this is the Dirt Band here. It's probably one of their early records here. I haven't played it yet. This is a solo record here by guy used to be in Bread, or probably their main songwriter, David Gates. Goodbye Girl. Haven't played this yet, but I think it's in great shape. Got almost all of Chicago, but I'd say, well, they had like a greatest hits, a latter greatest hits here, so I picked it up. It's still in the shrink. I mean, it's been open, but it's like in mint shape. It's got a sticker from a chain called Music Land. I don't know if that was a national chain. I think it might have been, but in Milwaukee area, Wisconsin, they had like these in any shopping mall. They had a Music Land. This is a cool record, I think. I mean, this guy was kind of like a flash in the pan. He had a hit called Sunshine, I think. Sunshine Go Away. Remember that? It was Jonathan Edwards. And I've never come across this before. This guy was on Capricorn Records here. Like the Allman Brothers. Maybe he knew the Allman Brothers, I don't know. But that's a cool find, I think. This is kind of, you probably come across this. I think this is in good shape. Aerosmith Rocks. I don't know. Not really much you have to say about this. It's got like all their like bigger hits here or whatever. Well, actually, I take that back. This wasn't. Or was this kind of like a big hits record? I don't know. Back in the Saddle. That's probably my favorite track, all-time track by them. I came across some early records by the Young Rascals here. Original records here, not just you know, greatest hits or something. I got Groovin' here. Young Rascals. And I think that's in pretty good shape. It's an original Atlantic there. Yeah, it looks like it's in great shape. Then I got another, this is probably some latter period Rascals records here. Search and Nearness. It's like a big picture of them there. I don't know, this is maybe they're getting more into like introspective kind of like stuff rather than the kind of the pop stuff. And then here's Island of Real. This looks like some kind of a concept record by them. And then here's the one that you thrift store people come across a lot. You probably come across this one, Timepiece, Greatest Hits or whatever. I put this in a sleeve. I mean, this is like in, I think, pretty much mint condition too. Let's just take a quick look here. Oh yeah, this is like brand new. So, Rascals were kind of a pretty, I think they were kind of a significant, you know, they kind of like answered the British invasion. They came around pretty soon after that. Now here's like, I think the main force in the Rascals, as far as I know, I'm not an expert, but this is a solo record by Felix Cavalieri. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I haven't played this yet. That looks like that's Todd Rundgren there. I don't know, maybe he produced this record. It's on Bearsville. So I know Tom Rundgren was on Bearsville. So that's Felix there, Felix Cavalieri. Now I kind of occasionally look for like any significant classical stuff here. Although I have plenty of classical, I have more than enough. But I found this Van Cliburn concert, so I thought, and it was in like excellent shape, so I picked it up. Now here's something cool. This is, even though this is on Pickwick, so it's kind of like a re-release. But anyway, I almost never find almost never find Les Paul and Mary Ford records, LPs. But this is Brazil, and I haven't played this yet. The Wild Guitars of Les Paul and Mary Ford, and I'm actually looking at this for the very first time on camera here. I'm just gonna look. Oh man, that's in perfect condition. So definitely look forward to playing this. And it's in the original shrink wrap too. I mean, it's been opened obviously. Now this, last and certainly not least, this was a very, very cool find. I'm pretty sure this is an original pressing, although it looks like it's in mint condition. I've actually played it through a couple times, and I looked it up in my American Records catalog, the Goldmine catalog, and I'm talking Ricky Nelson. Ricky Sings Again, and it came with this sleeve on this, so this might be, you know, this sleeve has probably been over this record for 50 years now. This was originally released in 1959, and I have every reason to believe that this is an original pressing, and because it's on Imperial with the stars. And according to my book, a collector would expect to pay, in this condition, this is like in near mint condition, in the let me just pull the sleeve off. I just want you to see, if you can see how good condition the sleeve is. There's absolutely no splitting, no nothing. But according to my book, this record you could expect to pay $100 for this record, and I got it for $1, so I got a pretty good deal. And I really like this record. It's, if you know Rick Nelson, he was pretty good as a singer, and kind of I mean, he wasn't like a electrifying performer like Elvis, although Elvis kind of liked him too. But he had this kind of great rockabilly style, and the songs were good. And of course, he had great players in his band. James Burton obviously was like one of the great guitar pioneers there, and he was in his band, and he played on this record. So I think I'm gonna actually put this on the turntable, and I'm just gonna put my needle down, and maybe you can hear a little bit of this record to see how good it sounds. As far as I know, YouTube will let you do that if you just play a few seconds or whatever of something. So let's do that, okay? I'm gonna do it live. I'm playing DJ for you here. You know, I wish I could be a DJ. I wish I had like a 50,000 watt radio station behind me. But let's see what we have here. We'll turn it up a little bit. No pops, no scratches, no real surface noise. That's the beauty of vinyl, is that you can find a record that's literally 50 years old, or you can buy a record pressed, you know, last week, and you can still play it on the same equipment. You can't do that in our computer age with, like, you know, some computer file or a digital camera or whatever that might be obsolete in a couple of years. But let's see what else we got here. Belongs to you as long as I may live. That's a hit. That was a hit. There'll never be anyone else but you for me. I'm still in love with you. This is mono. Once in a while he won't call. Yeah. I'll play a couple more here. We'll stop this video. This video is going to be long. All my videos are long. We're in a slowdown. That's a hit. That was a hit. Why can't it be wrong? If we could have left home at 8:45, would have had. That, I love that. That's that rockabilly arrangement here. You can't be in a bad mood when you're listening to this on your record player, doing your housework or whatever. I told my gal what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna leave. Nobody else but me. I believe I do be where the broken heart stays. Listen, you gotta break it up with a little ballad there. This was a hit too. Lonesome town. Maybe trying to get to you. When I read you. Yeah, so you get the idea. So this was just part one of the assembled multitude of finds that I had sitting on my floor here. So I'll probably wait a week or so, and I'll release the next one. And I got a couple other vinyl videos here that I have stuff, but it's like kind of separate. So thanks for hanging out with me. I hope your summer's gone pretty well. I've been so busy myself. I've found so many cool things at thrift stores, although I think things are kind of drying up now. The stores that I usually frequent, they've kind of cleaned out their vinyl, and they've kind of cleaned out other things that I like to look for, like cameras and photography. related stuff, but I'll have a lot of videos on stuff. I got some impressive finds of vintage cameras and things like that. So, and electronics like tube radios and things that I've been working on. So with that, I'll let you go. Like I said, thanks for hanging out. And if you like this one, I'll have part 2. I'll probably be shooting it right away now. Of course, you know what I'll do? I'll change my shirt so it looks like I'm doing it on a different day. You know, it's an old trick that they do, you know, in TV production. But with that, as I always say, keep it groovy, people, and I'll see you later. Bye for now.